These words came from the day sun, from the dreamers. Before the raging fires came, these words were written. The words of the day sun were lost and damaged. These are some of the surviving words. They became Memra, the memory of dreamers. This is the surviving words of the beginning of dreams. When in darkness we were born, what were we but hollow in sight and sound? Our days were of routine, the basic, the small, the limited. We ate, we drank, we excreted, we procreated, we slept, we woke to begin the cycle over again until our lives perished in time. But is this life? If you posed that question to me then, I would have said yes. But what we became, I would say no. We knew only of this basic way, this simple cycle of the world and life. We had no names, no words, and more importantly, no dreams. Our knowledge was small, and the bitterness of the world we were exposed to. We found shelter where possible, and found our food through slow meanderings. We were just basic animals. In the cold we lived. In the darkness we lived. In nakedness we lived, if you can call it living. The cold snow fell softly to the ground, blanketing the world with crystal snow. Suddenly, in the darkness, a bright blue star appeared, and from it came the traveller from a far-off place. He came from the valley of grey, climbed the open mountains, and entered the Empyrean. The extraordinary man was bathed in the light of a wondrous blue that hued as deep as the ocean. His skin glowed with a pale glimmer of starlight. His eyes were made of ocean blue starlight. He was a man from the stars, and a man we had never encountered before. He was the awakening of our souls. The stars in the heavens had never shone so bright and majestic. A swirling ray of light descended upon us. The traveller was a dreamer, and brought with him the stars of light, the stars of hope. A new world lay before us. Our dreams were born from this travelling man of wonder, who came from the wayward star. The gift of dreaming he brought, and with it he brought life. Hail to the traveller, the dreamer of dreams, the one we called Chido. When the day star had set, we did something beyond simple lives, that which creates nations, that which creates mysteries and wonders. We took to sleep, and whilst in slumber, the dreamer gave us the gift of the dreams. He taught us in mind, body and spirit. He taught us how to hope and love. What were we before he came but shadows in the fade? To live requires dreaming, as no hope, no meaning is found without dreaming. When we can be amongst the stars in a single footstep, what can hold us back if we are dreaming? Dreams bring inspiration, the hope of love, the crying heart, and the rich mind of knowledge yet to be born. The longing for something more, an understanding, so that we may find our dreams. Chido was our savior. What he gave us was more precious than gold, than jewels and diamonds. His teaching taught us moon shapes, the world of the singing star, the journey of the wayward star, the sea of tranquility, the voyage of the heights. Through his gift, we learned of our past. We were descendants from the great nation called the Imperium, who were keepers of the words. His teachings made us more than alive. He taught us nationhood and brotherhood. His dreamings gave us knowledge, crafting and writing, and we became the Samanda, like the Imperiums of old. The gift was given, and we called this the first cycle, the day of the dreaming gift, and from this we explored the ways of dreaming. We discovered that we lived in Vosnatan, the waking world, and that Chido had given us the ability to enter Noxatan, the dream world. In Noxatan, he showed us simple things and how to create them. From the nothingness that we had in Vosnatan, we began to create Tuktexa. This was one of the simple dreams we had seen. We were no longer in nakedness. We created Trisan, Shenra, and Sanhan, all of which kept us warm. It was a tireless process. It took more than a simple idea to create Tuktexa, but it was a wondrous thing to do. Others learned Macronas, and from this they created Hamalan. We had struggled for generations to find shelter. Now we were creating it. In these forges, we created places of learning that we called Adanto, and we created many structures and learnt many trades. The basic trades were to help us. A Panumanum were the places to help us remedy illnesses, and for injuries we created Hogmonende. The Kronas recorded the events that happened. They were important because they showed us the achievements which we had undertaken. Who had thought that moon shapes and star drops would have morphed us into something beyond what we were in the beginning? 22 cycles had passed, and we had forged ourselves into a community, and had given ourselves a small village to live in. Cheeto taught us Athramason, in which we tilled the land. For 8 revolutions, we worked hard forging a nation. We were the Samanda. A group of us began looking to the stars and the worlds beyond. In this revolution, they began building the Tower of Wonder, which the Dreamer aided them. 5 rotations had passed since the building of the tower, and a special ceremony was held in honor of its opening. The tower was constructed of a crystalline light grey stone. It looked to the skies, for which the inhabitants were to study. They became the Avalanians, whom were led by the Astridae. The stars they studied in depth, learning that they were made of plasmatic gases. They began to understand the makeup of stars. Cheeto taught them how to analyze data and to work out the processes that the stars undergo. Nuclear fusion was the process of 2 elements. This new heavy element. The Sky People became insular in their work, but they were a part of our lives and would interact with us continuously. In the 13th revolution, they began construction on their own village, the village of stargazers. In the 40th revolution, the Avalanians' village had become the city of stargazers and had 300 native inhabitants. The Avalanians became specialist teachers. Their goal was to teach people the science of stars, planets, and other celestial bodies. Found a limit within dreaming. In the moonlight's darkness, there was something we had not realized. Fear. There we encountered him, Amras, the giver of nightmares. He who lived in the darkness of the night. He who corrupted the gift of the dreamer. Cheeto taught us that nightmares were just as important as dreams. They were reflections of our inner fears, obstacles to overcome. And to us, an Amgras warning was a foreboding gloom and a warning of something